I hope you all are thirsty. Ow, my back. I'm an old man. Old dying man. But yes, hey everyone, and welcome back to another Thursday. And we have some more servants to read about. And here we have the Bluebird, Gilles the Rise, the evil Frenchman that do all weird ass stuff. That for sure. I mean, after more famously in Fate Zero as a caster, and this is pre-transition to hentai monstrosity. And I must say, I actually like the design here. He doesn't have that cape in the game, right? Or is that like an reference towards the caster version of him? Yeah, he doesn't have that cape on. I think that is a shame actually, because I actually like that, you know? Stylish. Though, in general, I must say, even if I hate him in the caster version, I kind of like... This is what I think they have done well when it comes to make a character, you know, that is evil, that everyone knows is evil in history and all that, but make it interesting, like how they paint up this idea that he's turned this just insane after Jean was burned, and it doesn't excuse all the crazy shit he did, but it gives more like feeling to it, you know, like more story to it, and more interesting character in general, you know. And unlike Columbus, that is like, yeah, he had nothing redeeming or interesting about him, so to say. Holy shit, he's pale. He's like a ghost. But I do like... It makes me think a little bit there. You know, why he's bloody on the loincloth there? Is it, the blood at the groin, symbolizing the virgin, you know, that the virginity is gone? Is it something like that? Or is it just accidentally that he got dick blood on there or something like that? Oh yeah, that is really cool. Okay, class Saber, Gilles the Rise, male historical fact, France, lawful good, and he turns so evil afterwards. It's sad. Strength B, endurance C, agility C, mana and luck D, NP B. He got pretty low stats actually. Character designer Satoshi is Shinjiro Satoshi. Magic resistance B, as writing B, man enhancement EX. Since a very special summoning and the name of Gilles the Rise is much more famous and known as Bluebeard, even Saber will grant. I think that is pretty interesting actually. I think isn't that like the only non-berserker that have mad enhancement? And then even then, I know not all berserkers have EX, like, yikes! Military skills? Well, personal skills, military tactic. As a Jean Yag's assistant, he obtained several military merits. In the case of being under an attack similar to siege, a bonus in particular add, cool, golden rule. Predestination of how much money went around in life. Having an enormous territory and heritage, he shouldn't have any problem with money during his life. But... yeah, I guess it depends on where he spent those money, so to say. Encouragement coming from... prelat is encouragement. From where? Nobody knows. It's strengthening reinforcement from Mage Crop, but as a compensation, the memories from after Jean death become clearer. Ooh, that sucks. Saint War Order, rally upon the sacred banner and roar! Rank B, anti-unit noble, fantastic self. Oh yeah, I remember. I think it's pretty cool actually, you know. I like the buffing thing going on. An old phantom reproduced a moment when he was fighting under the flag of the Saint Jean. In other words, the moment at which he was shining the most. That is, I like that. Together with the status up effect similar to mad enhancement, performs attacks automatically until the target enemy has been completely silenced. A bonus is added to damage from attacks. That is pretty neat. A preloaded spellbook, textbook of the Spiral Sunken Castle. Ah, it's the caster version. Prelati's spellbook, a grimoire wrapped with human skin, allows to summon and exploit a kind of water demons from the deep sea. The book itself has a function as a mana furnace and allows to perform spells on the level of high thaumaturgy, great rituals independently of the caster's mana. What? But the Gilles realizes that his Saber doesn't use this noble fantasy even if it brings... Wait, does he actually have that with him as a Saber? That would, honestly, that would be actually... I never noticed anything like that. But that would actually be quite cool if he had it hanging in his belt or something like that, you know? Like it's just hanging there and just a detail for things. Should he use it, he will automation his class to cast it, and rely upon a sacred banner will be sealed, not using that is pretty neat. You know, I actually would like that. You know, that he started as a Saber and all that, but if he uses MP, he changed to color a little bit like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know, it's a bit well, it's actually not really hard to implant, but I don't think they will do that. But it would be a cool thing, and obviously it's kind of hard to balance and stuff. But well, personality clear and bold. He strictly loves his native country from order. An existence that has reached one apex as a knight. If he takes command of the battlefield, the soldiers will cheer up. While fearing the darkness he carries inside, he reached the rank of marshal, the highest honor of a knight. Motivation, attitude towards masses, sincerely serve with earnestness. He who is an excellent warrior will give accurate advice. After winning, counting the number of victims left behind is a vain thing. Which is the right way for me to go? No, master? I dedicate my sword to you. It's just that. Just that. About the saint? Yes, I don't have any problem with talking about. Do you have at least 3 hours to spare? He really likes to talk about saints. Historical depiction. A curiosity-seeking murderer that tortured very young children to death. Okay, yes, that's a great way to start an interesting depiction of history. That's the valuation of the Gilles right nowadays. However, he wasn't such a being from the beginning. He was a nobleman with a vast territory at the western region of France and lived his life indulging in every possible luxury. Had things stayed like this, he'd have disappeared without being known by history as a libertine nobleman that didn't know the ways of the world. A turning point would come to him. The 100 Years' War, a war between France and England that had been unfolded across a long period of time. Well, as the name says, 100 years. In the side of France, which was being gradually cornered, one saint appeared, Jeanne d'Arc. The Gilles that met her had accomplished several accomplishments in the 100 Years' Wars. It could be said that the coronation at Reims was truly the peak period for him. But when Jeanne d'Arc was sentenced to burning at the stake, everything went mad. Suffering, he returned again to his luxurious life, but his heart was already filled with emptiness. And as he began to perform mysterious ritual like alchemy or black arts, he awakened the cruel disposition inherited from his grandfather. The shape of the once virtuous knight Gilles the Rise couldn't be seen anywhere. What was there was a murder that had fallen into darkness, and the judgment from God he believed that would someday come didn't. What am I doing, Charlie? Oh man, that is. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously, it's history and all of that. Like, that is what I actually wish they did with Columbus. You know, even if obviously they're not gonna go and sugarcoat the history and all the horrendous things he did or stuff like that, but doing like this, they're giving this like, yeah. The very first thing they say, like, curiosity-seeking murderer that tortured very young children to death. I mean, okay, we know we don't deal with a nice person, but not everything about him, like, is pure evil, you know, pure black and white. It's giving this, painting up the idea that he was a good knight and all, but then he succumbed to this. And I would like to see that with Columbus, like, Maybe, I mean, obviously, I think, now obviously we don't know, but I don't think he was like all like how he is, obviously not as in FGO, like, slavery, yeah. But I could easily see like, yeah, he did all this stuff, but he trying to be something else rather than just painting him so inherently just evil, so it's just comical at this point, you know? It's need to be a good balance of things. Relate character, Gilles, the girl I used to line up with. I don't regret having pledged everything for the girl, even my life, even my status. Jean d'Arc Alter. Once a saint that has fallen to blackness. Even so, if she said, follow me, I would gladly serve her as entourage to the end of heel. Gilles the Rice Cousin. I wonder what about those clothes. But looking well, not bad. Dude, don't stop there. Since it was established that he had a grimoire, the semi-fallen estate of the Thirstday was the initial design. There I received a suggestion from Takeuchi-san. A beautiful Gilles was born, and a stormy nature was given to the ascension. The full darkness of the heroine is erotic and nice. What? The full darkness of the heroine? Which one? And why is it... The fall to darkness is erotic and nice? What? Yes! That is what I want when I turn to the dark side. Erotic and nice. Perfect. Wait, but did he... Oh, wait, didn't... I actually need to check on this a little bit quickly. I did check on the final Ascension piece art for Saber Gilles. And I do remember that he having this looming creature, like the darkness hanging over him. And he do hold the grimoire in his hand there as well. So I think that is actually something really interesting. I like it when they do that, like building up this story about the characters and all, you know? How it's going through the ascension that, oh man, he's pretty and he's evil. Something like that. But I think that is pretty interesting, actually. I think that is making it really, really, really fun. And my personal thoughts on Gilles the Rise, I actually like how they did with him when it comes to evil characters, you know? We have the caster that is literally the epitome of the descent to madness and all. And then we have this guy that is before he turns to that, but you're still getting the feeling that it's just waving under, you know? It's just about to burst. And his design is, I think his design is pretty good, actually. I like his design. Giving this, like, yeah, sure, he looks like kind of palish, so you can see easily, like, Count Dracula, nice to see you. And no, Vlad, I'm sorry. But design-wise, I think he's pretty good. Even if I think game-wise, he is not the funniest character, I guess. Even if I think it's pretty cool, like the self-buff, like go just ham. Though I do wonder, I mean, Mad Enhancement EX, like, that is very high. So it doesn't show though, you know, in the way. I mean, I assume if someone have a Mad Enhancement EX, they are literally just fucking nuts, you know. So I personally think actually it should be lower, you know, that it could be there, you know, like it's that building up craziness in him. So, but I assume it's related and it's something it can be explained about it. But other than that, I mean, I think it's a pretty well-rounded character, you know. It's obviously it's all about his weakness, about his fall from grace to darkness, how he's living literally doing everything for Jean, you know. He want to do everything he can. And yeah, I sure, big emo, but I think it's still an interesting character. And yeah, definitely, I mean, for a 3-star, I think he is a very good and well-made character in that regard. Obviously not the best one, but definitely far from the worst one. Design-wise and character-wise. Even if I would like to see more, I could easily see more of these things about how they evolved the story around him before he became all this crazy and then his descendants to madness and all. But definitely a good character. So we're gonna go to next. Chevalier Dion. I think I have like MP 3 or 4 of them. Like, it's like my highest MP at this point from 4 and up star servant, so to say. So Cavalier Dion. I'm gonna say I like Dion, you know, and they look gorgeous. While having this, you know, I actually like the hat. It really give me this French musketeer, you know. I don't even know what those hats are called that they had. It's a hat, and the what's it called? Those what is what were those swords? Those swords called? Man, I don't remember that now. But I like the design of it. And it's not a saber. No, it's not a saber. A saber is more big and curved, if I don't remember wrong. Cavalier Dion. Gender? Who cares? Historical France through neutral. And that is something I also makes me wonder a little bit, considering Gilles, is that he is lawful good, but he mad enhancement. I mean, that doesn't really affect that in their regard for what they do, but it's kind of interesting how he literally went from the outmost spectrum to the other spectrum. It's like going from one political party extreme to the other party extreme. Like, that's a shift. Oh yeah. The body weight is not from a personal statement made by them, but from a conjure based on the outward appearance. Okay, so they're just guessing. Strength A. What? Constitution B, agility B, magical power C, luck A, nobles. Damn, holy shit. You don't expect when you see that actually to have much strength. They are surprisingly strong. Magic resistance C, riding B. They get an extra bonus when they ride me. I'm best going. Ignore me. Personal skills, beautiful looks. C. What? Only C? Dude, this is not a C, man, if you know what I mean. I think they deserve at least like B or A even. My personal opinion. Coupled with the attire, one is endowed with a beauty that makes it difficult for others to identify. What was it? Hearing stuff. My house is probably haunted, or is my cat's, probably both. Gender is a male. A special aura, not because of the figure. Functions as a plus modifier for one's checks at the time for having negotiations with either men or women. Also, all effects that attempt to target a specific gender are disregarded against them. I mean, you know you know you're beautiful when you're so beautiful that they can't tell you which gender you are. Like, I can't relate to that. I think it might be because self-suggestion. A powerful suggestion that makes oneself as targets. One possesses a high defense efficiencies against the effects of magecraft skills, no attachment that exert influence on the mind. Dion freely uses this skill perfectly, conducting themselves as a man at times and as a woman at times. At times, even their own body is made to change. Yeah, I heard people mention that Dion literally can like change their body depending on like the needs, I guess. Mind's eye, true. An insight cultivated through discipline and training. One possesses a combat logic to grasp with a presence of mind the state of affairs around themselves and abilities of the enemies in a predicament, deducing the means of survival left in that situation. Dion has this skill because of their experience where they continue to act as a spy in foreign countries. The explanation that said the person is not just merely cute. Yeah, they not merely... What? They are adorable. Fleur de lis, sword dance that scatter lily petals. Rank C, maximum darkness 1. A beautiful sword dance that charms the beholder. Dion's way of life where they continue to accomplish their objective, while many men and women were led astray by them has been sublimated into these noble phantasms. Within lily petals, which symbolize the French royal authority, that are scattering into the surroundings by vividly dancing while wielding their sword, Dion fascinates the target, causing the target to strength, constitution, and agility parameters to be lowered, and Dion drives a deadly sword thrust into the targets during that opening. I just imagine, like, if I was gonna do that, I was like, holding a sword. A mental attack plus physical attack combination. The physical damage only occurs once at the time of the Noble Phantasm invocation, but the fascination status persists for a while longer. Magical energy consumption is also low, so it's an extremely easy to use Noble Phantasm. Damn. That is cool. Fleur-de-lis, gorgeous, splendid that blooms, lily petals, that's fancy. Fancy name. Beautiful soul dance version 2 that charms the beholders. Is reading the same as the scattered little petals, the own way of life where they continue to accomplish their objective while many men and women were led astray. But this is an enhanced version. Ooh. This sword dance causes a fully bloomed lily, which symbolizes the French royal authority, to rise to the surface, fascinating the enemy camp at all at once and causing the target's strengthening, constitution, and agility parameters to be lowered. If they do not succeed in the luck checks, they will become unable to act for a period of 1 turn. There's no damage effect of this version. Yeah, I mean, it's a D&D style. I just wish, though, that I feel like Dion's MP in general feels very weak. It's similar like to Bankei's MP and the ability, though obviously Dion is much stronger in that regard when it comes to skills in general compared to poor Benkei that doesn't have much going for him. Personnel, the pure and unselfish knight of the White Lily. Towards their mission, Dion is earnest to the point of being very stern, and they will occasionally not hesitate where even if it will cause a scene. They will be obligated, oh my god, to choose a ruthless conduct to act upon. On the other hand, they have a gentle nature at time of peace. The likes of an expression that shows them being hard at work in domestic chores will, while they are looking forward to afternoon tea time, can probably be seen too. The loyalty Dion devotes to the French royal family is truly everlasting, and even if they materialize as a servant, that will never change. As heroic spirits related to the royal family, they will surely display the state of their loyalty that had remained changeless since when they were alive. For example, even if the White Lily of the royal family has been lost, as long as France exists in the world, Dion will take the sword in their hand without any doubt, all for the sake of guarding France and the world. Seem super loyal. It's pretty fun because I actually never really heard about Dion before all of Fate Grand Order in general, actually. And there's still little I know about them. I know that obviously they were spy and did all this fancy stuff, and people were not sure if they were a man or a woman, and that's I think it's pretty interesting. Motivation towards attitude towards the master. In the case that they are summoned in a normal Holy Grail war, depending on the position of the master, a situation where Dion revolts against them could happen should there must be someone who opposes France. Oh no, does that make, because I'm doing bad horrible French dialect and stuff like that? Will they hate me? On the contrary, it seems Dion will offer the clear allegiance to the subject who is closely connected to France or the French royal family. Yeah, there's a little chance for that. I'm not connected to any royal family, least France. France. Whether they are a rogue spirit or a human being, and whether their body is man or is a woman's, there's only one path for Dion to take. To continue to the Knight of the White Lily. For France! For the royal family! And for the master who tries to save the world, as that will lead to the matter of protecting present France. Dion shall continue to offer their own sword. I am Cavalier Dion, the Knight of the White Lily, who shall protect you and the French royal family. For you, my brother and my love, I will always go with you, Come, let us save France and the world. A dress? I happened to wear those in the old days when I did things like attending a ball as a woman, but now that I carry a sword in my hand, I do wonder. Hey, I can become either man or woman. That's how I, Cavalier Dion, demand be a monk. Sacrebleu. Historical character, image and a character. Charles Genevieve Dion de Beaumont. Oh my god, that's a full long name. A figure of the 18th, 19th century. A legendary figure who was either talked about as a man who was a woman or a woman who was a man. A swordsman and writer accomplished in both the military and literature arts, she left behind as many meritorious services as possible in her character, such as playing active role as a spy of the secret channels that conducted themselves against men of the world's major power, a French plenipotentiary minister, a commanding officer of Dragoon Regiment, and so far. Oh my. It is said that despite being dressed formally and behaved like a man, Dion was endowed with such good looks to the extent that she can be... I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. In fact, before becoming an adult, they agreed to wear a dress, gathering rumors among high society that Dion is a beautiful girl. And later on, as an adult, when they infiltrated the Russian Empire, oh, that I remember reading somewhere, for an objective regarding their secret mission, Dion even interacted with the Russian Empress as Mademoiselle Lia de Beaumont, leaving behind an anecdote where their beauty was praised by the Empress and her servants. In late years, a secret was publicly revealed. Dion was not a man, but a woman. Consistently thereafter, they spent the days as women and said that Dion was given a dress for a female knight, more suited as a folding fan than a sword. More suited as a folding knife? Folding knife. Oh, my brain. By Marie Antoinette, who was the French queen at the time. That is, I like the connection there, you know, I mean, in FGO and all that. Born as a female, brought up as a girl, grew up to be a man and served the royal family. They speak of their own life as such. There was also an anecdote where Dion was definitely raised up as a girl in her early childhood and was then raised up as a man thereafter their childhood. The truth is, was he a man or was he a man? Was he a woman or was he a man? And their way of life, in which even the opinion of the doctor who performed the examination of their body was after their death, was divided into two. He's full of beautiful and mysterious glamour, similar to the impression they kept on giving off to many men and women. Therefore, Charles Genevieve Dion, as a heroic spirit in fake grand order, has got the figure of a beautiful woman disguised herself as a man, as a form symbolizing their own life. Yeah, I mean, obviously they will go that route. It's a beautiful woman because woman decides. But I'm actually like that they go with like they, you know, instead like going with her or he, like, you know, if it's nice, if it's inclusive in that regard. And general armor, the Saber. It is a Saber. I thought Sabers were the big, you know, I guess they are also Saber. There are many types. After all, many cool swords out there. They view anti-personal combat by means of fencing their fort. Rapier was I thinking on when I see fencing. Rapier was I thinking on, but then again, that was not rapier. Rapiers generally have just a point, like connection. Marie Antoinette, a companion that Dion out to devote their loyalty to. Marie is also an acquaintance from when they were both alive, as well as a natural their master loves her. They want to have tea together with her, though sometimes her smile is awful scary. Amadeus, a person closely connected with their master. Marie Antoinette. Although they know their head that Amadeus is a musical prodigy, they should respect and love. Dion is fairly poor at doing it. What a perverted devil! And what do you continue to treat me as a friend? If you were at least a French citizen. Isn't he German? Oh, that makes sense. Sanson. Although Sanson is a French citizen and a person of the family lineage that continued to pledge their alliance to the royal family for generations, he also a companion who died the demise of the White Lily in blood. A subject who Dion harbors love and hate for, and one who they have hard cut off from, someone difficult to deal with. However, if it is the case of that Marie forgives him, then there's not something that can raise an objection to. Robespierre. Although Robespierre is a bitter enemy of the royal family, Dion recognizes that he is also a person who is concerned about the future of France. The subject of their life and hate seem like the Sanson. They have mixed feeling about it. Oh yeah, Robespierre was the one, wasn't he the one that instigated the French Revolution? Why don't we get him as a servant? I would like that actually. Comment from illustrators. Since the first rough draft I wandered off course, which felt like I was swiftly running the wrong way with all my energy. But after receiving advice from Mr. Takeuchi, I was able to correct my course somehow. At first it was more blatant that Dion was a woman, but as I was doing adjustments on them, they settled down on a considerably more androgynous state. On the contrary, I should have reflected their strength 8 state more in their outward appearance. Ah, yeah, that's... okay. Even if they appear in this way, the second state that is inlaid with lily moths is a favorite of mine. Notice Dion has a third version of their noble phantasm as seen in Agartha. It's called Fleur de Lis, profusion of 100 flowers that flutters lily petal, which is a more potent version of the second noble phantom. It's a hidden noble phantasm that, by releasing all the magical energy in the body, causes like lilies to dance for hovering along, for however long Dion wishes them in order to fascinate their enemies. Compared to the second noble phantasm, its maximum target is about 50 people. This version can target 100 or even 1,000 people, creating just enough dancing lilies to potentially affect everyone in enemy camp regarding the number. Yeah, I remember that in Agartha. I actually liked Dion in Agartha, even if I feel really bad how they butchered Dion. They're pretty bad. Then again, entirely Agartha is that. And I'm gonna say I like Dion, you know, even if I'm very bad at using them because their skill set I'm not very good at using it. But I do like their design, and I like their idea of them, you know, this loyalty, and well, in general, I think they are a pretty nice character, and how they're playing around the mysteries and stuff like that. I'm feeling though it also can be a little bit of an annoyance at times, you know, when I have this, as I like to call it, like the one trait personality, like. Blackbeard have is that he's a pervert dweeb, Columbus is evil, and, well, Gilles have his, that is just emo, so to say, and Dion have this loyalty thing that it's very, very strong. Though I think it's, in a way, it can be at times a feeling like a little bit annoying, I guess, because it's getting a bit too much on that, but other than that, I think it's a good trait in that regard, and it's pretty nice to see her, or him, or they standing up and generally being a good character. Seriously, I think they looks gorgeous. I love them. They look great. So I'm really curious though to see more of this kind of stuff, and hopefully we can get a singularity where Dion can redeem herself from how they were portrayed in Agartha, because he was really, really, really fucked there. It was really sad, actually. Only Astolfo was really good, but that is because Astolfo, they don't have any brain cells that works at all, actually, and that's pretty fun. But Dion got really shafted there, like many others, and I would like to see them getting a bit of redemption of that. And in general, I think they are a great character, and yeah. And I'm gonna say, I know this isn't probably not a very popular opinion, but I actually like Dion more than Nero and Altera. That's my personal opinion, obviously. So, but yes, but that will be for me now, and FGO materials and FGO Thirstday. Not too much right now, but I'm a bit tired, I'm a bit drained, I'm so sorry for that, but I'm trying to keep up with all these things. So next Thursday though, we have, it seems like it would be Emilia and Gilgamesh. That's gonna be interesting. So thank you all for watching, see you later on, and have a continuous super great day.